The State of Play February 2025 livestream has already aired and it has shown us a lot of awesome video games. New, upcoming, either coming out in 2025 or 2026, doesn't matter. It's all looking pretty awesome. It's actually one of PlayStation's best shows and it's pretty early right now with lots of bangers here and there that we're looking forward to. So here's me, Mr. Toffee, Jonathan Toyad from KKP, doing the whole unscripted talking about like the top 5 announcements and some honorable mentions from the PlayStation State of Play February 2025 livestream. Before we start, a word from our sponsors. Tired of lost business cards and missed connections? Meet GoCards, your smart digital business card that makes networking seamless. With just a tap, share your professional details instantly. No paper, no hassle, GoCards is always with you on your phone. Customize your profile, update details in real time, and leave a lasting impression wherever you go. Go to gocards.com now and elevate your networking game. GoCards. Connect smarter, network better. Thank you, sponsors. On to the show. Alright, so number 5, we have Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Lots of gameplay. Game is still coming out for 2026 for PC and consoles, obviously PlayStation 5. It stars Miyamoto Musashi. You get to see the character in action. I'm not sure who the Japanese actor they're modeled after is this time, but he's got a bit of drama and comedy being played right here. It's pretty cool, so it's not going to be a completely serious Onimusha game. What we see here right now is like the same kind of perspective. The camera isn't fixed like the last few games like Onimusha 1, 2, and 3, but it still retains the whole character action that's been missing in this particular generation, especially in a gaming generation filled with too many Souls-like, with so many stamina bars just plaguing your actions here and there. So hopefully Capcom had their head on straight, have a really awesome action adventure game with the Oni Gauntlet, the Onimusha Gauntlet, killing Onis, demons, awesome bosses, boss fights with your katana and your weaponry and whatnot in a what seems to be a dilapidated, horrific Japanese manor Shinto shrine and a bunch of areas here and there in feudal Japan. It's gonna be lots of action, hopefully. Again, no stamina bar. I just want it to be just like Onimusha back in the day, but you know, with newer, nicer graphics and better controls. So hop to it, Capcom, out 2026. At number 4, we have The Midnight Walk. It's a PlayStation VR 2 title, PlayStation 5, with first-person shooting, first-person action, stealth gameplay here and there. But what you see right here is like a lot of claymation action going on here. Really love animation, really love the claymation here. It's kind of giving me the Neverhood vibes. Yeah. If you heard of that game, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little darker and a lot less brighter. I'm getting more of a Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibe, but all the same, it's got a bit more spookiness to it with some of the faces here and there and some of the characters moving more eerily and more awkward and more creepy than before. But still, I'm really digging the animation here and there, and it also gives me an excuse to dust away put off the dust from my PlayStation VR 2 and put on that bad boy for the PS5. So according to the blurb on the YouTube page on PlayStation, it says here, use stealth, cunning, and a few tricks up your sleeve to survive and outsmart the many monsters eager to devour your little friend's flame and experience 5 tales of fire and darkness, featuring an incredible cast of odd characters. Looks pretty charming, looking forward to it. It's coming out on May. Number 3, we have Saros. It is basically House Marque's new title coming out in 2026. From the trailer itself, we know it's starring Rahul Kohli of Midnight Mass and a bunch of other horror movie fame. And the bullet hell teaser and the monster teaser and the way the guy carries a gun just shows that it's gonna be a Returnal 2. It's Returnal 2. It's gonna be a third-person bullet hell action game. Probably got some like die, repeat, kind of roguelike elements and structure to it. Or maybe it could be an all-entirely new action game just with bullet hell elements. So who knows? Well, we will see more gameplay coming out later in the next few months, exclusive for PlayStation 5. Looking forward to it. I really love Returnal. I really like House Marque's titles. I really like House Marque's past titles like Returnal, Resogun, Nex Machina, Outland even, that weird-ass Metroidvania title. So yeah, loving to see the bullet hell shenanigans that House Marque is up to with this PlayStation 5 exclusive title. Alright, just keep in mind this is my personal list, so maybe you might not see the titles you want here, but you're gonna see mine. So number 2, of course, Borderlands 4 release date. The game is coming out on the 23rd of September 2025 for PC and consoles. Had a bit of a presentation. We get to see some presentation. We get to see presentation from Randy Pitchford, and he just basically mentions the release date, 23rd September 2025. Now the gameplay itself, the trailer, it's just short but sweet. Shows off like the loot, shows off the enemies you get to fight, and how the movement and traversal and the combat is. It's on the planet Kairos, and probably you might see Elpis making an appearance, like from Borderlands pre-sequel. Who knows? But what I'm a bit worried about is the date itself, because there are some news and rumblings going on that GTA 6 is coming out this year, and every GTA game that we know has been coming out on September, usually September, the window of September. So if GTA 6 comes out either early or late, well, it really doesn't matter, because it's going to take all the spotlight from any game that's coming out in September, whether it's an indie title or even a big title like Borderlands 4. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna play Borderlands 4 over GTA 6, depending on the release and all that, but I don't know if the sentiment can be shared by everyone else who is enamored, the mass market, who are into GTA 6. Still, at least we know that Borderlands 4 is coming out this year. We expect to see a lot of previews and a lot of like class showcases, like Vault Hunters. We get to see 4 of them in the early trailer last year, so now we get to see like an individual spotlight of each Vault Hunter. Like I personally want to see the Siren in action, and also one of the main male characters who has the 2 swords and the dual weaponry thing going on. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully it looks promising, and hopefully you get to playtest the game closer to the date, like a little preview that Asia gets to see at 2K's office. So looking forward to that, looking forward to talking about that more, but for now, be happy that it's coming out this year. And of course, some audible mentions before we get to our number 1. So Warriors Abyss is a roguelike isometric action game like Hades but Musou and Koei Tecmo. So you're gonna be fighting lots of hordes of soldiers, enemy soldiers here and there, but in an isometric perspective. Metal Eden is a first-person shooter. You play a hyper unit called Asuka, a battle android, in a mission to rescue citizens and fight a lot of robots. The first-person action looks very, very fast, like a boomer shooter. Looking forward to that. I am looking forward to Doom Eternal, so Metal Eden would be like a nice, hopefully, I won't say indie fare, but also kind of like maybe a mid-tier, like a double A or a single A kind of first-person title. Lost Souls Aside is the Final Fantasy V inspired Chinese action adventure RPG title. That looks really slick. I believe Lost Souls Aside is coming out on May 30th. It's part of the China Project initiative from PlayStation, and you can pre-order the game later this February. And then we have Tides of Annihilation. This is a Western inspired, Camelot inspired, I believe this is Arthurian inspired action game. It looks like a really nice character action title. Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, but probably slightly more serious. It's got this really cool vibe going on. Definitely loving the return of character action games here in this case. You get to play Gwendolyn, you gotta rescue her sister from all these crazy badass knights. Looks pretty cool, looks very dark, the action looks very solid. Has no release date as far as I can tell, but it's definitely going to come out in 2026. This looks like a 2026 title, it's in development, looks like a PlayStation 5 exclusive, but still looking action-packed and promising all the same. Hopefully we get to see a playtest version of this in Tokyo Game Show or a later Game Expo. My number 1 would be Shinobi, Art of Vengeance. Yes, this title is coming out for not just PlayStation 5, but also PC, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. This is the upcoming Sega 2D action title, continuing the Shinobi legacy of titles from Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3. Now, this game was actually teased and was leaked and whatnot. You get to see gameplay of it. It is clearly animated by Lizard Cube, who are more famous for Streets of Rage 4, the really awesome animation. So you see the gameplay. You get to play as Joe Musashi once again in a 2D action title. You get to save your village after the villages have been turned to stone. You gotta take vengeance, so you gotta fight Neo Z most likely again. You get to fight like badass samurais, robots, enemy ninjas, enemy soldiers, mechas, crazy stuff. Maybe you might fight Godzilla, Spider-Man, or Batman again, like in the older games. Now, Joe Musashi still has his old skill moves. He can climb walls, he can double jump, do the somersault, dive kick. But now he can actually use a grappling hook onto fixed spots. He can glide now, like an air glide. He can air dash, and he got a bunch of new tools and new magic spells. I wonder if they're going to bring back the suicide Harakiri attack, where you expend one life but you do a screen clear and deal massive damage to enemies. It's got an awesome art style. Looking forward to this title. It's coming out on 29 August 2025. Probably this is the only title I actually am looking forward to, and it's the first one that's being shown on PlayStation State of Play 2025. Now, the rest of the game's really awesome looking and all that, especially some of the PlayStation 5 exclusives and of course Saros. But personally, I've always been a 2D retro kind of guy. I mean, I even did a Ninja feature on Shinobi and Ninja Gaiden following the Ninja Gaiden 4 announcements. Hell, I would say 2025 is the year of the Ninja. We've got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, we've got Ninja Gaiden 4, and now we've got Shinobi Art of Vengeance, or effectively Shinobi 4 or 5. Well, if we're going to count Shinobi Legions, yes, probably Shinobi V, Shinobi 5. Art of Vengeance V, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, I can see that little kicker right there. So good job, Sega. Good job, Lizard Cube. Looking forward to that coming out in August. And those are my personal top 5 picks and honorable mentions. PlayStation State of Play, February 2025 live stream. Hope you enjoyed those picks. I know I did. I'm looking forward to these titles coming out and looking forward to playtesting these and also reviewing these later on 2025 or 2026. And if you love more content like this, do check out our website and also our YouTube page. Like and subscribe. Check out the little ding dong button below. We push out new content and new videos every week. Bye for now and stay safe. Keep on gaming, everybody. Ta-ta.